Welcome back, everybody. Episode 10, Moose and Shrimp Podcast.
Double digits.
Why am I yelling? We just had a little get-together over the weekend for Tony's birthday,
Toledo.
and we had the old Doggtown crew there, except Fart.
-1, yeah.
Yeah, he burned us. Nah, he had something else going on, so he couldn't make it, but it was a good time. We were sitting there reminiscing, and while me and my brother were sitting here today, we kind of thought we'll bust out some of the, the stories for today's podcast. It's going to be funny.
Because what made me think about it was how as you get older, when the way parties change or your birthday changes when you get older. Obviously, when everybody turns 21, majority of people, get wasted. And then now when we're older, I think Tony's 35, 36?
Around there.
So it's more laid back. We're at Martin's house, just kicking it, relaxing.
Tequila.
Yeah, but like responsible shots instead of let's try to drink this whole bottle. So
Well, the bottle was gone.
well, out of 5 people, but remember when we
yeah.
were younger, where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink this bottle. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys gonna drink?
Yeah.
So, but
Well, that's how Martin got his nickname 1800, because he'd always buy the bottle of 1800, and his goal was to finish it that night, which he most of the time did.
Yeah. But that would segue into what we're talking about. So I'll let my brother tell you, but I'll give you kind of the basis. We when we drank tequila, my favorite one was the Jimador.
Mm-hmm.
It was real smooth, and you could use a lime or not, but either way, you take a shot and it was smooth. Like a lot of the cheaper stuff you get, it's not as smooth, and it's pretty rough going down.
It was like a step up from the Jose Cuervo.
Yeah, and it was more of a creeper though, because you would take some shots. You're feeling good, and then just like a snap of a finger, man, you just all of a sudden start feeling it.
Yep.
But
Yeah, so it was a typical Doggtown night weekend. Like we said earlier, we had Tony and Daniel. His dad had moved out, so we pretty much had a whole house to ourselves with teenagers.
We took care of the house.
Yes, that was the party house. So Tony, he was an adult, so he lived there. So he had the master bedroom. That pretty much the rest of the house was
Free range.
Yeah, yeah. So we just found real estate and then fell asleep wherever I passed out.
Yeah.
But that particular night, we decided we were gonna drink Jimador, but we wanted to spice things up because, like we said, we just get drunk and pretty much that was it.
Yeah.
So what we do is we'd start pre-gaming, and then when Tony would get off of work around, because he was work the late shift, so he'd get off like around 11 or 12, and that would be our prime time right there. So then when he'd get home, he'd take us to the store to get more liquor or beer, or we'd tell him to bring some back. So,
and it's funny though, like Tony never knew what he was walking into.
Oh yeah.
Other stories, but I think you heard from the grapevine someone utilized his room for to end the night with with someone else. But
Yeah. Well, we might be able to get time for that story.
Yeah.
We'll tell it.
go ahead.
So my memory's kind of fuzzy. So I thought we finished with like 3 bottles, but Tony told me that he remembers we had to go back for more bottles.
Yeah.
So by the end of the night, it was at least 5 bottles of tequila.
Yeah.
And
somebody had the smart idea. I don't know if you talked, but someone had this, I don't know, smart or dumb, but they said, hey, let's see who could take the most shots.
Because at Daniel's house, we had a big long table, so we all sat at the table and we all could fit there. It was about 5 of us, and he had a bunch of shot glasses because his dad was a drinker as well. So we had a bunch of shot glasses there, and so we go to one person. So I would start off. I'd do 1 shot, then everyone would do 1, and then next was 2, and so on and so on. And
What did you hit? I don't know.
I want to say I hit like no more than 10. Is probably, I think I tapped out like at 5.
I don't remember, but I remember I was like,
because if you think about it, we're doing 1 and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of fucking shots.
yeah. But I remember you were going, and then I stopped at 12. I think 11 or 12 I stopped, and then Martin and Daniel,
They were going neck and neck.
yeah,
And
shot for shot, man.
yeah, I remember. Shit. Because I remember after. I want to say we had that video camera at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember recording them, and Daniel kept hesitating but he got it. He was getting off, and
Or go ahead. He was going then because at one point we're all sitting down, and then once we got tuned up, we're standing up, and then everyone's hyping each other up. Go!
yeah,
no
we're
one,
screaming, yeah.
And then it got up to 15, 16 shots, but then it was hard to keep track because nobody was at that point. Nobody was
we were all
sober.
drunk.
Yeah, everyone was pretty toasted already.
We had to have more bottles than that then.
We were just going. We lined them up 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, and then everyone just going back and forth, and then so I don't know if you remember, but I remember Martin took the 15 or 16,
Mm-hmm.
and then Daniel lined up 2, and then he lined up 2, and he bought, and then he took those 2, and then at that point I think everyone was just like, we're done.
Yeah, because do you remember the big window? Is it those thin windows, the
Yeah.
big one?
Yeah.
I remember him opening that. That window was already open, and I remember him just leaning out and throwing up out of there.
Yeah.
And then Martin made his way outside, and I didn't see him throw up. I don't know if he did or not, but he was so drunk that he thought that he was fighting a grapevine that was attached to the fence. I walked down, he was punching it, and
Maybe it came at him sideways or something.
I don't know. It's like one of those Harry Potter, like Lord of the Rings, where it came alive and he was trying to grab him.
Yeah. 16 shots deep, shit happens like that.
Yeah. And then I remember we continued, I don't know if we continued drinking, we continued partying, and that's when Daniel was in the living room, and he ran to the back bathroom.
He bolted.
Yeah, he bolted to the bathroom, and the toilet was right in front of him. Right before he got to the toilet, he threw up. So as he was throwing up, he was still running, and then he slipped in his own throw up, and then he was face down, and then he was just pretty much throwing up everywhere. So it was a fucking mess. And then he was drunk cleaning it up, so he just pretty much got the towel and.
Tony was there though?
I think Tony had showed up after all this mayhem.
Yeah.
But their cousin Tony was there.
Oh yeah,
He might be the one you're thinking of
Yeah,
because there was
him.
another person there.
Yeah. Tony number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he walked in and then he seen everything. It was like a war scene, but with fucking drunks and throw up everywhere
Yeah.
instead of fucking blood and dead bodies. And he started screaming for him to clean up, and you could just imagine being that drunk and trying to clean up. You look at the one spot and your tunnel vision, you don't see all the other throw up everywhere else. And but the funniest thing was, I don't remember how the night ended.
But
I remember during that time frame, what was really big like on TV was that MTV Cribs.
yes.
So before it went all black, we
We were reenacting the
Yeah.
MTV Cribs. I remember opening the fridge. Because you know how they don't. We got this.
That's what we got in here.
Yeah.
I remember although we got some cereal in here. At one point, I opened the bag and fucking dumped it all in. I think I got one mouthful. And
shit.
don't ask me why, but I remember the last thing I remember was Mario was at the end was in the back room, and I was in the front. And somebody said something, so we started running. And as we ran, we hit the kitchen. And when we hit the kitchen, both of us just collided like face to face, dude, and we dropped. And that was one of the last things I remember. But so after all that, I remember we passed out, and so what we had woken up to,
Oh, man.
was someone screaming, "Quien gritó?" So Daniel's dad had came home, and he went to the bathroom, and he saw the bottles walking
Yeah,
in, 'cause you got to go to the kitchen first. So he saw the fucking empty bottles, and he's like, okay, these guys, party or whatnot. And I imagine he saw the cereal on the ground. He saw everything.
He's seen a mess. He was walking into a disaster.
So then he walks in the bathroom and he's seen the throw up everywhere. And then so he was asking who threw up, and then I think Daniel like instinctively once he had heard his dad came in, he just popped up.
And started cleaning.
No, he popped up and then he asked him like what happened.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then Dan was like, I'm not feeling good.
He got sick. He said
He was sick.
there's fucking 6 empty bottles of fucking tequila.
Yeah, he was fucking sick after the fact.
He's sick, all right.
Yeah, but it was nuts. We kind of kept on the low after that, but it's just funny thinking about like you go from that to like just how you are now, just not drinking, but drinking casually.
Like they had their little mix. This past weekend they had a couple mixed drinks, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Shit.
But that was just one of like many nights. This one time we're just hanging out. I think we're just drinking, like not heavily drinking, but just somewhat drinking. And so we were in the backyard and we're down house. It's the backyard. It's a big backyard, like maybe a quarter of an acre, maybe.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So we hang out, have a little bonfire because we live down the country in Doggtown. So I think we heard like a big bang. Did you hear?
We were drinking. We had that bottle of brandy.
I'm talking about when the guy.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were in the back. Did we hear it or we did or? Anyways, point is.
Somehow we discovered it.
Yeah, we look because if you in his backyard, if you look over to the east, it's like just an open field. So I think what it was, as we were right in the area, we heard some type of noise, and then you just saw the lights in the field.
I think we seen the lights. That's what it was. We seen the lights because it was all dark, and then when the lights were flashing.
Yeah, and we didn't have anything going on, so let's go check it out. So me, Joe, Daniel, a couple other guys were there, and so we walk over there, and so we go. So what had happened? They were going east on 256, and I guess
they were taking back roads to try to get back from a party.
Yeah, come to find out later, they were shit faced. So what had happened was one guy probably nodded off or something, and he veered off the road, just crashed through a fence into the dirt field, and it was all
a disc field, and they were in the middle of it.
Yeah, so we get over there, and we were like 21, 20, something like that, maybe?
No, we're younger. We weren't 21 yet.
So
we were probably like 18.
Okay.
If that.
Allegedly, we weren't 21.
Yeah.
So
possibly.
So anyways, we go over there, and these two guys stumble out, come out, and they're like, "Hey, help us out, and we'll give you guys some money and beer." Like, you got it.
Now you're speaking my language.
So did you go get the?
Yeah, we had a '88 Bronco, like the OJ Bronco. It was fucking bad. It had Flowmaster and everything, and
4x4.
Mm-hmm. And we went to my house and got that.
So, real quick, I don't know how did you just take the keys, or did mom was mom aware, or what happened?
I think mom was already passed out, so I think I just went in there and took the keys somehow.
Okay. All right, go.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that one. So then I made my way back, and we had a chain. Did we have a chain?
They got something. We jerry rigged it.
And at first we just hooked it up, and I put it in drive, so I didn't get no running start or nothing with the Bronco, so I just tried to pull it, and I started peeling out. I was like, oh shit, okay, so that's not gonna work. So I backed it up, so there was a lot of slack. And boom, I hit the gas, and I janked that son of a bitch out, and he was gone. We pulled it right out of the freaking out of the field, and it was ready to go.
They were all happy, doing gritos and everything.
Yeah, they were screaming.
So the crazy part, like thinking back at it now, so these guys were drunk and driving.
Mm-hmm.
They just crashed.
They're probably in their 30s. Yeah.
They crashed into a disc field. And so now they said, hey, or they tell you?
Me and Daniel.
They said, hey, you guys could come with us, and we'll give you guys some beer and money. And we're like, okay, sounds like a good deal. And I remember you and Daniel went. Me and David, we stayed, and we're just like they're twiddling our thumbs. And we sat there and we kind of thought about it. It's like, shit, those guys are going because they were from Farmersville.
Yeah.
They're driving to Farmersville with these guys that are drunk, and it's like
we ended up going. Right, what's that school? The first school, the little elementary school right there.
Snowden.
We went. We turned that road and went back there by that church, and we ended up just pulling into someone's on the side of the house, and someone came out, and they had random beers like just Bud Lights, Budweiser, and we started drinking. And the guy that crashed was telling his partner that with the house we pulled in, was pretty much telling the story.
These guys are good guys.
Yeah, me and Daniel. I was looking at Daniel. I was like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. We didn't think this through. and I don't remember. Did they drop us back off?
Yeah, you guys got back because I remember you guys came.
What was the time frame? I don't remember.
It was at least 45 minutes an hour.
Okay, so it wasn't that long.
Yeah, I think that's why we started tripping out.
Mm-hmm. Did we have beer? We bring beer?
You guys came with both. You guys had two white bags and you had beer in it. So
fuck yeah,
mission complete.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I remember we were just sitting there and we after a while I was like, damn, they're taking a long ass time, dude.
But remember back in the day, like this was before we became freaking full blown alcoholics. Back in the day, we'd get like a 12-pack and we'd drink it and we'd be good. Yeah. Like we'd be we were younger, granted, and we drink like 3 beers and we're good for the night, pretty much, and then it escalated from there.
Yeah, you build up a tolerance, and
because I remember we used to go partying, Charles, and we'd have a fucking tall can, and that was it, and that was good, a Bud Light at that.
Yeah. I remember the first time when I got drunk actually was where we lived, that house. If you go east of that. There's that stop sign where Charlie Brown lived, and there was a house back there.
Oh yeah,
a shop. You were
on
there,
the right hand side. Yeah, I was there.
And I remember I had one cup, and I had one cup, the little red cups, and I was already like, ooh.
You were playing arms with Adam.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Fuck.
I didn't feel anything, so I kept going. Bah, bah.
Yeah.
That's when I was trying to dance. These two ladies were dancing. And I was I was a freshman, so I didn't put it together that that they were together. So then I went over there, and they were probably like early 20s, and I was like 14. But we always looked older.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I said. I something along the line, "Hey, you want to dance or something?" And she's all, "I'm not into guys, baby." All right.
Pretty much, fuck off.
Yeah. So. But the other chick was cool about it, so
yeah,
it was all good. Real quick, but this wasn't. It's a short one, but we'll talk about the other ones. But this one is funny though. I don't know if we brought up Gavilan in any of the podcasts, but
I think like in the third one,
I'm gonna post a picture of him.
Yes,
okay.
We'll post a picture of him so you know exactly who he is, but. I think we talked about him.
It doesn't. We don't really have to, but we will.
Yes.
So, anyways, he was one of the day oneers too in Doggtown. He lived in the.
A little backstory, real quick. He came from Mexico. He got a wife. She was like probably like 20 years younger than him. He bring her over with him, and then they started their little family in Doggtown.
Yeah. And they're still there.
Yeah, still there to this day.
But he was cool people, man. Really cool. He always had parties. Everybody was welcome. He just didn't want any drama. So
drama.
Yeah, everything was cool, man. He's a really cool guy, older dude. And so, anyways, we're over there one night, and we're it was, I don't know, baptismo or something, and we're drinking, and the two guys. One of them was our neighbor. The other guy we didn't know. Were you with me when we were gonna go to another party?
Down the road?
Yeah, I don't think you were there. But anyways, maybe
I didn't go for some reason.
Okay. But there was two guys. One guy we knew, he was our neighbor. The other guy we didn't know, and he was obliterated. He was beyond drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy's like, "You want to go? We're gonna go to a party down the road." And I said, "Okay." And so the drunk guy stumbles in the shotgun.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so
I remember the story though.
So we start going. He's telling in Spanish, like, how do we get there? And then so the guy's in shotgun and he's like this, hunched over. And then so the other guy's driving and he's all like, which way do I go? He goes, derecha. And then so the guy starts driving, like he's listening to him, he's driving, and then we come to another stop and he's all, izquierda. And then, so after doing that for like 5 minutes, he's still driving, we're going down another road, another 5 minutes passes, and he's doing the same thing, and then finally the guy fucking widens up, and he's like, you know what?
Let's go back.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere, so
you guys went back to Gavilan's?
we went back to Gavilan's, that guy got out. I don't know where he went, but we just stayed there. And
maybe it was like on Taken 2 when he gets kidnapped, the dad does, and then he's like, you have a bag over his head, their turn, he's like, 1 turn, 2 turns. So maybe he was just telling you guys what to do. Like he knew though.
He did.
Instinctively he knew.
I don't know where we would ended up if we kept following it or kept following his direction.
Out of gas. That was a good one though.
Yeah. Go with one before I jump into the COS one. That one, yeah, that one's gonna need a little bit of build up.
All right, I got one right here I wanted to talk about. Hold on. So we were, like I said, it was a little city, or a little town, or not even a town, a little block, right? There were 2 blocks where we lived at.
City, town, block.
Yeah, okay. So wherever so if it was Friday night, Saturday night, if somebody was doing something, everybody knew about it. Mm-hmm. So then one night we had...
And it was kind of like how we said, like Gavilan was, like no drama and you're welcome. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I live over here, okay? Come on.
So if you see someone walking down a road, you're going to know who it is. You're not going to, I don't even know that person.
Yeah.
So it was me, my brother, Daniel, and Sergio, a.k.a. Hershey's. And somehow we had a bottle of brandy. I don't know where it originated from. But we had the bottle, and we were at Down's house just drinking, and he kept talking about some party in Lindsay. But looking back now, because he did methamphetamine, so looking back now, I think it was just fabricated.
Yeah.
He was just trying to get...
As most stories are by meth heads.
Yeah. So he was just... Pretty much he was just trying to get to the other house where...
He's trying to get to the next bag.
Score. Yeah, he was trying to score pretty much.
Yeah.
And we're drinking, but he kind of played us. And now I know that for sure.
Did, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, there's going to be girls and this and that. So me and Dan were like, okay. So we went all the way.
Had all of us foaming at the dick already.
Yeah. We went to, I don't know if you remember, we went to his house where his dad lived, and he put the car in neutral, and we're pushing the car out of the driveway. It's probably like 11 o'clock at night. We're pushing out of the driveway, and then once you got a driveway, us three are pushing, me drawing down, we're pushing it down the road. And then we get to Daniel's house, and I don't know what we were doing. We're trying to get it started.
Yeah, he brought it there to work on it.
Yeah, so we got it to there to get it started. So we're pulling gas out from Daniel's house, putting gas in it, whatever. And then once we got it started, he came up with another story, which now looking back, we got burned.
But also too, like if you're young and like real gullible.
Yeah, we're naive.
And the tweakers.
The older guy, he's an older guy talking to us.
And he's going to know what to say, So he already had his hook, line, sinker with the girls, booze, party, so yeah.
And then, so then once we get it started, he's like, oh, well, I don't have no tags. And Daniel, his head's already working. Once you say girls, he's already, boom, let's get it. His dad had purchased, it was like a 54 old Bomber. And he had it, yeah, it was nice. He had it for about
like those
2 hours.
I'm sorry, like those Bonnie and Clyde ones, something like that.
Yeah, he had it about for 2 hours. Then what happened? The motor blew or some shit? It had those old,
I'm going to tell you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, and then we'll come back to it. But, so Daniel's dad never drove it, and then finally Tony, his son, helped him out, Daniel, and they got it going. So it was one of those old school shifters on the where the nowadays where you put in drive.
On the tree, they call it.
Yeah. So It's similar to the ones, the gear shifts, the regular standard ones, but it's just up here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to operate them, but his dad, Apa, he was able to get in reverse. So we got in reverse. We got out of the driveway. He gets it in first, but he's crunching it for a while. He gets it in first, and we're going. And the plan was we're just gonna go down to Farmersville, which is like 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. So we're going. We get past Doggtown, we're going, and then so he's going probably like 10, 15, and then the motor's and then so he's trying to do it, and then so he can't get it, but he's still gassing the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And pop, pop, and it was one of those old school ones where
It's like a big pan.
Yeah,
the oil sits in it, isn't it?
yeah, and you flip it up though like that, so the oil's coming down, but
Yes.
it like slowly feeds into the motor.
Yeah.
So when it popped, blew up, so he blew the fucking motor. So the motor blew. The whole thing. It was a shit storm in there. He lifted the hood and it was done.
Wasn't oil everywhere?
Yeah, it just blew up everywhere, and we pushed it back, and then. But yeah,
That's the bomb I'm referring to.
Yeah, first and last time he drove it. But
Yeah, and so back to the story. It was an old Honda Accord. I'm sure everyone's seen them, and he didn't have no tags on it. So Daniel, like I said, his mind was going a mile a minute trying to get those girls, and he said, I'll get the license plate off my dad's car and put it on yours, and it has tags, so you'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. We'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And then he's all, yeah. So once that happened, the story changed, and he knew once we got. So the first part of the story, he probably just wanted us to get the car to Daniel's house. So that objective was done.
Yeah.
So the next objective was to get rid of us. And then, so the story was that he said he's going to bring the girls back to our house.
Yeah.
So-
Or he was gonna do a recon.
Yeah, no, he was going to go get the girls and bring them back,
okay.
is what he said.
Okay.
That was the story.
It was a one-man mission.
Yes. And Rambo. And
your first blood.
and so Sergio into Rambo. And so then we're all okay, yeah. So we don't have to do shit. He's gonna bring the girls back, and then he's gone. He left, but to add insult to injury, we forgot the bottle in the Honda, so we took the bottle and the car. And I'm sure you guys have guessed it by now. We never seen him until like fucking 3 days later. And he came up with
Do you
a story.
remember?
I don't remember. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
And I remember the true story. What happened? So he told us that when he got there, he immediately was confronted by some people. He got into a fight, and he ditched the car there and took off and ran home. So do you remember the
Well, okay, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
but I was gonna say, the true story was, do you remember the cousin they had by Outside Creek?
Omar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what had happened was he got to Omar's, vehicle broke down, they were tweaking, he left the car there, walked home. So that was what really...
So he didn't get into a fight.
No.
But
He got into a fight with his lighter and a meth pipe.
but looking back, it sound believable because do you remember another story that goes like, hand in hand? His brother Pancho. So they were. I guess they just had a bad.
As you could tell, like Doggtown had all of its different walks of life, and
Yeah.
and so you're kind of right. Like it's its own little city because you have everything in there, like your tweakers, drunks, everybody. So
And when we took, they never go. We always go to parties and for some reason. Pancho, he was older. Like he jumped in with us, and like I was looking at everyone else, like, this just doesn't feel right because he never goes with us.
yeah,
And they had a bad rap. They were, I guess they were.
they were gang. I think come to find out they were gang affiliated.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and we go to a party, and everybody knows us. Me, my brother, everybody.
Everybody?
From Farmersville. Like
You're Brad Pitt. Kinda.
Sean Connery. Conway Twitty. No, because we'd have parties at our house.
Yeah.
So everyone knew like the Cuates, the twins.
Yeah.
And then so we were good. And then but we rolled up to this party.
We were like Wayne and what is it? Garth and Wayne.
Garth Brooks.
North Wayne when they're walking in.
Trent, VIP. And so we go to the party, and it was like about, because it was right there by Lover's Lane, like kind of where you used to live.
Yeah.
So how much miles is that? About 10 miles?
From our house?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Doggtown.
10, 15 miles?
15, yeah.
So 10,
about
15,
a half marathon.
Yeah. And we get out, and we're walking to the party, and instantly Pancho gets surrounded by other opposing gang members.
Yeah.
And so I remember someone tried to say something.
Tony
Tony tried to say something.
He was the voice of reason. He was trying to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, and then pretty much they told Tony, like, you're going to get fucked up too if you don't just shut the fuck up. So Tony, he got his walking papers. And he's all whatever. And then, but you got to look at Tony's point of view, I guess. Like, he lives next to the guy's neighbor. And
yeah. I mean, Tony was just trying to stop, someone from getting his ass kicked. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
No fault against his own.
Yeah. And I remember looking back, and Pancho had gotten like was it Benji? I don't know. Well, anyways,
Leno.
Was it
He was
Leno?
there, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, well, I'm sure we're saying names, but only a handful of people are gonna know what we're talking about.
They're just other opposing gang members.
Yeah. I turned around, and Pancho was getting a fucking.
They were handing out fucking 2 pieces like it was free.
Yeah, left and right, man. Bop, bop, bop. And then Pancho, he just did this number. He like went down and fucking bolted. He just fucking seen an opening, and I never seen no one run that fucking fast. He could have beat that night. He could have beat Usain Bolt. Yeah, he could have beat him.
Run for his money.
He would have took gold. And we seen him the next day, and he said he ran all the way fucking home.
Uh-huh.
He was gone. So that's why, going back to that story, I believe he probably walked home after going to a fight.
Yeah, that's why it sounded believable.
Yes.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
How
did this story come about, though? How do we even
Let's
get
see.
these people or the girls there to Martin's house?
Okay, so we'll set the stage. So Martin's parents were gone, and like the close friends know, like Martin's house was kind of off limits. We always kept it at Downs just because, Down's dad was rarely there. He's a truck driver, so by the time he would come back, we have everything cleaned up majority of the time, except for a couple stories. But
yeah.
So I think it was a girl Tony was talking to at the time knew some girls from the COS basketball team. So I think they just when I
Because it wasn't a party, it was like a kickback.
Yeah, it was
a kickback party.
Yeah, it was only like maybe
15.
It was all of us.
Yeah, like 15 heads.
Yeah. So maybe what I'm thinking, because when I played football for COS for 2006, 2007.
You should have redshirted.
Yeah,
Chewy, if you're watching, why'd you redshirt?
So anyways, a lot of the guys that were there, they were from out of state. A lot of the guys from Florida and other places.
Florida.
Yeah. So
they would use it like as a stepping stone, pretty much.
So they get their name up and then go somewhere else. They usually got them to like a big university. So, but anyways, I was saying maybe it was something along the lines that these girls were maybe out of state, and then someone said, "Hey, let's go party somewhere."
Let's do it.
Yeah, and they said maybe someone said Doggtown. They're, oh shit, Doggtown.
Okay.
Because where's the original Doggtown? It's like L.A., isn't it? Remember like Lords of Doggtown?
Yeah, Venice
Over
or
there
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
the surfers.
Maybe if they thought.
I think ours was first though, or maybe not. I don't know.
No. Because we I don't know. We'll have to find
We'd have
out.
to look back to see how they got their nickname and how we got ours.
We have to watch the movie again.
I don't think it says it on there.
We'll find out. Alexa or Google. Anyways,
Siri.
so maybe they said something like, "Hey, let's go party in Doggtown." Like, "Oh shit, Doggtown, okay." And
Sounds lavish.
yeah. So, they get there, and a lot of people who when you're younger and you try to get more bang for your buck with booze, they brought it was a gallon of Thunderbird. Yeah, vodka. So it's basically like that cheap, that Pupov.
Yeah.
Like the same stuff. The vodka, real cheap. So they got there.
It was lighter fluid.
Yeah, it was 3 of them. They get out, 3 black chicks. Shortest one was maybe 6'3", 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
So they were there, and so we started drinking.
And then another one, like the demographic where we lived, it was pretty much Hispanics and whites. So when we had the black girls, there was like, okay. We're like when you bring a new dog home, you're like, the other one tries to smell it all crazy and follows it around. Like
it was exotic. Like
yes.
We were digging it.
Yes.
And
it's not like now, like everyone's, it's diverse now, but
yeah. So then we got there. I don't think we're doing shots. We had like mixed drinks or something. We're boozing.
I think Tony was making like screwdrivers or something.
Yeah. So anyways, we're boozing. Remember Martin had that big.
Martin had the first big screen, the ones with the big backs. They're like 5 feet long and 5 feet wide too.
Yeah, and so we had a music playing. We started dancing. Arthur was
Martin,
there.
yeah, Martin had internet or something. You remember? Because right now, like this is like the early 2000s, so internet.
No, yeah.
Well, early 2000s, but for us, we were kind of from the lower, like we weren't that rich or we didn't have money or nothing. So when people had the internet, it was kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But now everyone has it. But yeah.
So we're there. We're dancing and everyone's like, feeling each other.
Martin was getting one of the girls was backing up on Martin and almost put him through his big screen. We didn't know how to handle it. Yeah. We're like in a chocolate factory. Yeah. Take a seat.
So I don't remember how I did it, but I had one of them. She was way taller than me. She was like 6'5". And so I said something along the line, you want to go outside or something, and I'm sure she was hip to it, so she knew what was up. And so we go out and we're talking.
We're dancing like for 30 minutes straight, 45 minutes, so everyone's fucking sweaty.
And everyone's
boozing
up, yeah. So we get out there, and so I remember I was gonna try to kiss her or something, but it wasn't working. And because I grabbed her, I tried to pull her down, and like she wasn't going with it. So the only thing, so her tits were in front of my face was the only thing. So I just worked with what I had, and so yeah, you can imagine what happened. And then she was just like, yeah, baby. Like the way she was like talking, it was cool. And it was like real hip doing. I was digging it, and so I did that for fucking, I don't know, like 10 minutes.
I think you molded the way though, because then like, oh, you guys went outside, so then
outside's free.
Yeah. So then when you came back in, I remember because Martin had those fucking ugly ass those green bushes, remember? Yeah, covered the tree, the windows.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing those, and I was like, let's go take a break or something. Or I remember it's gonna air or something like that, and so like I had her by the hips because the music was still going, and then I didn't know how I set it up, but I remember kissing on her shoulder. I remember that shoulder. Yeah, I went a little higher north of the border. Yeah, and then the shoulder, and then after that, we started making out and stuff. But yeah, I remember they were taller, way taller than us.
Yeah. But I remember Arthur and Daniel were there. Daniel, sorry in advance, but
earmuffs.
Yeah,
that was when Arthur had those chicks, the dime. That's when the whole dime started.
So during that time, go ahead.
Mike Jones was popular at that time, and that's Mike Jones. 281-330-8004. And that song came out. I'm looking for a dime. And that was Daniel's song right there.
So yeah, Arthur had his the one gal. They went to Martin's room. They were doing whatever they were doing, and we were dancing.
Doing Bible study.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember I don't know what it was, but maybe the song came on is what it was. And we looked over at Daniel because that was his ish.
Yeah.
And we looked down, and then. So and we kind of set him up for his move, because then when that song came on, he was next to the girl. He goes, "I found my dime."
Yeah,
and pulls her close, and then they did what they did, but
Mm-hmm.
so that popped off.
Yeah, that was a wild night. Shit.
But Tony had more to the story that I forgot.
What?
Because we migrated over to Tony and Daniel's house.
That same night?
Yes. So we didn't remember we were too far deep in the Thunderbird, but so it's fuzzy. But I remember Dan was saying that one of the girls broke a window,
Sweet.
broke a mirror or something.
Mm-hmm.
The chick that came with Tony, or that Tony was talking to,
She was you.
no, it was a different girl,
Oh.
and she passed out in the tub, and she was
Okay,
gone.
I can't remember that.
And yeah, everything was like kind of fuzzy, but it was that happened over there in their house.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Where did we pass out at?
Daniel's probably. But I think what happened, shit started getting a little rowdy, and then we don't want to do that at Martin's because then shit's gonna come back. We're gonna burn bridges, so it's like, hey, let's head over to Daniel's, and that popped off. But
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember leaving Martin's.
yeah, so I remember we were talking about this not too long ago, and I was telling Tony, and then he started saying something about. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. But it's not until like someone tells you, and you start remembering.
I remember, now that you say, I remember a window getting broken for some reason.
Yeah, and they ended up kicking him out, and they took off. Don't know who drove, but they took off.
They're acting stupid.
Yeah. I got my mama's milk, and I was out of there. I was good.
Yeah, I got the shoulder lean.
Oh shit. Yeah. So, but it's funny too, cause like the other day we were talking about like drinking and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't drink anymore. Or they asked, oh, so what do you drink? And I was like, I don't drink.
At work?
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't drink. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, because we were talking about beers people liked and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah.
I prefer a lager over a ale. I hate when people talk like that.
He goes, I said, but when I used to drink, I was like, when I had money, I'd drink Budweiser, but when I didn't, I fucked with that King Cobra. I was like, oh, okay, now you know why. You're drinking that King Cobra. You know what's up with that. And I was like, yeah, I'd be like one of these fucking guys you see at the tracks, man. But
Yeah. Yeah.
from what I remember, those King Cobras weren't that bad, though, when they're ice cold.
Mm-hmm. Just like the OEs.
Yeah.
They went down smooth, but once they started getting warm, they were like syrup.
Those are gnarly, man.
I mean, since we're going to the stories, I want to tell that one about when Beal came with the tweakers. Okay, so Beal, he was like the neighborhood.
Come to find out later.
He was like or neighborhood drug dealer, but I was gonna say he was like the fucking wannabe Too Short. He'd always get bitches, but they were like tweakers or fucking ugly.
Yeah.
So we were at Daniel's house. It was me, my brother, Daniel,
Marco was
and
there.
Mark to the O was there, and Beal came over because he lived with his parents still. He was like fucking 40 something, lived with his parents, and he's all, bring some girls over, and we're like, okay, whatever, and
Cool.
yeah. So he bring one over.
But also, too, we were fucking stone sober.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
It was fucking...
it was like a Wednesday night.
It wasn't even night. It was It was like 6 in the
It was
evening.
dusk.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 8 at the latest.
Yeah, so it was. I don't remember that. It was daylight.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one girl he bring over, she was all right.
Yeah.
The one he got, and then if you Google like meth head and the first one that pops up, that's how the second one looked.
Yeah.
So she wasn't that very good looking, and so
At
we were,
all.
yeah. So we were in the living room. We're all in the living room, and then they were in the bathroom or Tony's room when they started tweaking.
They were in the fucking bathroom, which is, just... It was like the size of a stall in a restroom.
Yeah, they were in there, and they had kept hearing a blowtorch turn on, so everyone knows what's going on there.
See, but I don't know if we were like 17, 18. I think we knew they were doing drugs, but we
didn't know how.
Yeah, we weren't exposed to any of that shit, so we didn't know
Yeah.
like they're tweaking, they're putting the pipe smoking, we didn't know that. We just knew they're doing drugs.
Yeah. So then after that, the lady, the tweaker one, the weird one, she sat at the table, And then Pio had taken the better looking one in the room, in Tony's room, and they were. Remember, she was moaning all loud.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later, he came out, and he told the tweaker, he's like,
He came out bucket naked
yes,
in his birthday suit,
yes, and he told the tweaker
verbatim.
to hook one of the homies up with a blowjob. And we all looked at each other like, I ain't fucking with that shit. And you guys took off, didn't you?
Yeah, we took his truck.
Yeah, you
to
guys
drop Marco off.
Yeah, you took off. So me and Daniel were there.
No, we were there when she
asked if we smoked weed, and we said no.
And she sounded like
She was raspy.
she sounded like Morgan Freeman.
She sounded like Lil Wayne. Fucking smoking 10 cigarettes a day.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I don't know if she offered the oral compilation, but I don't
She
think we.
said first one was you smoke. She broke the ice with if you guys smoke weed,
Yes.
which I know they weren't smoking weed because you couldn't smell it.
Yeah.
And the next one was, do you guys want a blowjob? And everyone was good.
No bueno.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And then she walked out after that. She was just like, all right.
Fuck it.
Yeah, let me go smoke some more.
Shit,
bud.
she probably would have gave all of us a blowjob.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but see, then that goes back to the alcohol. If we would have had alcohol, I think down would have been down.
Yeah? Probably all of us who were drinking.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have twisted our arm that much.
Shit, man, that was a crazy night too.
Yeah.
I want Tony to finish the story on the other party though.
Yeah. Because Tony came later. It was another night when he was working. He came later, so he wasn't as toasty as we were.
This is another reason, like, how we want to get guests in here, so like the stories we can't remember the whole story, but parts they could fill us in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just that's one of many, and
Yeah. We have a whole, as you can see, we have a whole binder of stories, but
yeah. We'll have
shit.
we'll save those for another time. But I was gonna say because we're to touch on how we talked about the weight loss and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday I started keto
Sweet.
with the intermittent fasting, which if you're working sucks, but if it's your day off, it's manageable. So I'm gonna have to work on that. I don't think I'm gonna do the fasting as long. I was doing the 16 hours,
Sure.
but because I was eating like at 11 or noon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna cut it shorter because at work, there's like once like calls start coming in, then you really don't get a break. So you're gonna have to bring something. It's hard to bring something.
Trail mix.
No, it's not keto.
Oh. Mountain mix.
But it's not that bad, dude. Like I was watching some videos and stuff, and also this gal who she has her own shop, and she brings made meals to the PD. So you could just get you eat the meal.
You buy them from her?
Yeah, and you just pay her via Venmo.
Okay.
So and they're there, and then another thing I'm gonna talk with her. You could just order for the week. She'll bring them there, so all your food's already there.
Yeah, I know a lady that does that too. She same thing, exactly like that.
So I think I'm gonna try to mess with that. But did you do anything different with yours?
Yeah, for me, like my big thing is like we, because everyone has practice, so we kind of have dinner late. So what I've been doing was having early dinner, and then cutting calories where I can. But I think I need to get on a certain diet that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think the thing with the keto was though, like I kind of knew somewhat about it, but then once you start actually doing research, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know nothing about it.
yeah,
So and I'm still learning too, still learning how to do it, and maintain getting all my fats, all my calories into where I'm not starving every day.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And with keto, I knew a few people that did it, and as long as you get creative, there's a lot of, just like vegan, there's a lot of stuff you could eat.
yeah. Well, there's that podcast we're listening to, the Chrissy Chaos. If anybody listens to it, but Vinny from Jersey Shore was on there.
Okay.
So he's the Guido Guido. So, but he has a book, a keto book. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like recipes and stuff. So I'm gonna kind of steal that from, kind of steal the name somewhat. Be Keto Juanito.
Okay.
for a little bit.
So copyright infringement.
No, Juanito. So I'm switching it up. But yeah, so birthday Saturday, we're gonna go to that Valley Oaks. Valley Oaks and Visalia, we'll be doing that. Maybe we'll do a little video, just something small.
Yeah, we'll do for sure. We'll do that.
The funny thing though is too, I was gonna tell you, it's like when we go, like, cause now I got golf shoes, so I'm like legit.
Golf shorts.
Yeah, so it's funny though, cause
So if you get golf shoes, you're legit.
yeah, I'll have the
even if you lose all your balls.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was leading up to.
Oh.
Like we'll be legit, like as far as attire, but
Uh-huh.
then when you get out there, we fucking
Shit.
play worth of shit.
Yeah.
So, but at least fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but yeah, that's all we got for today. Hope you like the stories, and then also too, sorry if anybody was embarrassed, but
It's all love.
yeah, just like with the stories about you guys, all that, we're gonna get to ours too, because believe me, my brother too could attest to this. We have just as many stories us doing dumb stuff, throwing up, all that stuff. So we'll
get to it.
Yeah, we're just scraping the surface right now. But yeah, once again, thanks everybody for tuning in, who did tune in, who subscribed, liked, and shared. Thank you guys, much appreciated. And until next time, guys, thank you.
Stay safe.